Hello, I'm Charlotte Rose, and yeah, I've got a wedding in the morning. So many congratulations for tomorrow, Shannon and Andrew. I'm sure they won't mind me sharing with you a little bit about what I'm doing this evening in preparation for their special day tomorrow. So I'm not going to lie, this is one part of wedding work which I do. So I struggle with it. It's just that because it takes a long time. It's very, very intricate, and it's when we make the corsages for like the mother of the bride and for the bridesmaids. So this is one I made earlier. Okay, and they hang sort of upside down, and they're on a. I'll show you. They're on like a corsage magnet, so it doesn't damage the clothes. And yeah, so they go that side, and every single flower and every single leaf is individually wired. So they're very, very precious. They're very time consuming, and it tests everything that I'm not. So it tests patience and yeah, patience, and also because I get quite excited because obviously like doing the bridal bouquets and things like that, I find that really fun. And I can really get my teeth into that. Whereas this work here, it just really slows me down. And yeah, I don't know whether it's because, like when you're doing slower work like this, then, your brain has to think. I don't know, but I do struggle with it anyway. So that's my little, I've gone quite traditional with the little ribbons in them, which I think are quite cute. So yeah, let me show you what I do. So to wire an ivy leaf, so I try and get all the ivy leaves all the same size, okay? And I get very thin floristry wire, and I go through the back here. So just a little hook. You really don't want to see any of your wiring, so just through the ivy vein there, and then I come back on myself. So I wind it through, and I come down, and I spiral, all right, and then I trim, okay, and then I get my what they call floristry gutter tape, and with this it has to be really, really thin, so it is an art of sort of pulling and twisting, pulling and twisting, and pulling and twisting, and working out where that breaking point is. If you do break one, it's not the end of the world. All right. So corsages are basically, they're like a mini bouquet in your hand. And back in the good old days, they used to wire all their bouquets, and you can still if you wanted like stephanotis and jasmine and things like that, and a traditional sort of shower bouquet coming down. You would still be expected as a florist to be able to wire. So what I'm going to do is basically, just like a bouquet, you sort of have a tying point, and you want it to be on the same point between your fingers. So everything that I do to secure the blooms that I put into the corsage are always bound at that point. And I try and think about nature and what nature's up to, and look at the size of the blooms and how they would actually form. So perhaps smaller blooms towards the end, then coming up to the larger blooms as your focal flower. I always think about, so I'm just wiring these, not wiring them, gutter taping them. All right, and this helps because this keeps them fresh. It holds the moisture into the stem, and also it covers up the wire. So my work, as I said, I struggle with it, but I know what's right and I know what's wrong, and these are going to be right. All right, basically, if my college tutor looked at these, she wouldn't be able to see a wire, and that's kind of how I was brought up in it. So they have to be right. So nature. How do you grow in nature? So I would think about maybe the ivy vine coming down. I'd use one of my, to be honest, these rose heads are all pretty much the same, but I would start, can you see? Just start forming So we go. I wasn't going to film, but actually these take forever, so it's quite nice having you with me, or just sharing what I'm doing, and that, you know, that these corsages, they take a long time. And I know you must look at the wedding quote and go, how much? Because it, you know, as far as anybody thinks, it's just like a posh buttonhole. But I can assure you that the work that goes into these little beauties is quite something. And of course, you know, you want them. We've gone for neutral tones here in the ivory, because it's easier that way than, you know, brides trying to work out what the mother-in-law is wearing, trying to coordinate that corsage with her outfit. Oh gosh, is my mum going to be okay? Oh no, I haven't organised that for my mum. You know, and it really just stops all of that. But in the same way, for the florist, I want them all to be kind of the same shape and the same size. You know, so no one's like, oh, I've been done out. You know. So this is a lovely wedding tomorrow. This is a Hitchin wedding. Hitchin Priory, followed by Las Reyes. Very nice, bit of tapas. And then I think they've hired a barn somewhere in one of the back of the pubs in Hitchin to carry on partying till the early hours. They were telling me they've even got a kids' ball pit, and the company actually did like a wedding one, so it was like all in like ivories and silvers and like really dull, and they were like, absolutely not, and ordered the most colourful ones. So just give you an idea of, you know, of they're lovely. A lovely couple, and they've been very trusting. You know, at the end of the day, they don't know me from anywhere. You know, I've just recently set up again, but they just wanted to support local business, and yeah, I've just been really trusting, and they've been quite happy for me just to roll with it and send them suggestions and things, and yeah. So I think these videos help, I think, because it just kind of just shows people that you know, that I know what I'm doing, ish, as I said. Around they go. I know I said this before, but I do really struggle with these, just because they are so time consuming, they are so delicate, and I am a perfectionist, so if it's not right, I won't be happy, and then I have to start all over again and stuff. So I started about an hour ago. I've only done 3, and I've got 5 to do, and I've got buttonholes as well. So it's it's going to be a long night, I think, but a long, very satisfying, very, you know, everything. You only get one chance for the wedding. You get one chance for the wedding, and it's all got to be just so. So yeah, I'm just going to keep on going, and I will check back in with you at buttonhole or bridal bouquet or at some other points. Okay, have a good evening. Bye.